We've all done it, right? Offered to help out a friend with something we're comfortable helping with. I don't know, say, a simple service on a motorcycle?
So what started out as a simple service has now turned into something a lot more extreme.
And then that initial offer has quickly spiralled into doing something much more involved than you ever thought it was going to be. Well, that's exactly what happened to me in this video. I offered to do something I thought would be a quick and easy job, servicing a mate's bike that was in desperate need of one. Then, it turned into so much more.
No. What is that?
When I discovered this bike was hiding a pretty catastrophic failure.
So in today's video, I got this GSXR 750 K3, which is owned by a guy that I work with, and he basically said could I service it for him. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do the oil filter, spark plugs and the air filter. So let's crack on with it.
Or so I thought. I had no idea what was in store for me, but it started like a normal service, so I warmed the bike up, ready to drop the oil. So this entire panel's got to come off. Which wasn't too difficult, just a few screws. Not forgetting to disconnect the indicator wires.
And then whilst the oil is draining, I'm going to lift the tank up and then see if I can change the air filter and the spark plugs. Wow, that is insanely tight. I can see this going absolutely everywhere. There is basically no room under there whatsoever. Okay, well, it's just gone tight, which is great. Come on. There you go. Alright, that could have gone worse. I hit a bit of a snag. I was expecting the oil filter to just have one of these nuts on the end, and it doesn't, and I don't have an oil filter wrench. It looks like this, and although a lot of the time people say just do them up hand tight, there's absolutely no way this one's coming undone. I've had a bit of an idea. So my idea is basically a lot of those oil things kind of look like a strap that goes around it. Yeah, I'm wondering whether there's a chance that my trouser belt will work if I wrap it round it and try and twist it. Is that worth trying?
With no other options, I decided it was.
This is a really cheap belt. It was like a couple of quid, so it's not the end of the world, but
and after a fair bit of struggling, I finally gave up.
it was worth a try.
Then went in search of any tool that might do the job.
Got these pipe pliers. They might go wide enough, but I don't think so.
And they easily went wide enough.
Oh, yeah, we've got a bit of movement.
So at this point I feel like I'm making pretty good progress. Got a new like-for-like filter, the same as the one that was already on there. And these high-flow ones are pretty good,
Come off.
because they come with a little sealed thing on top. That means you don't have to run any oil around the seal to stop it from bunching up. They're just already greased a little bit. I've always thought it's a pretty good idea to try and prime oil filters so they're not completely empty when you start the bike. So I tried to fill this one up with as much as I could, because I'm going to put it on its side in a second and it'll all just pour out if I put too much in. And with that, the new filter can go back on. Done up hand tight this time. Then I can put a new seal on the sump plug and pop that back in. But this is when I noticed that maybe something isn't quite right.
Something rattling around in there.
Yes, there is something rattling around in there.
What the f?
And what the f is absolutely right.
There should not be something loose in the sump like that, I don't think. Okay, that's really worrying. There's something in there. I heard it rattling around when I stuck the plug up there.
Now, for the life of me, I can't figure out what it is and whether or not it should even be in there. I first started thinking it might have been some kind of magnet to try and catch little bits of metal.
I think it must be a magnet and it must mean to be in there.
But all my attempts to try and fish it out of the hole didn't work.
You hear that? Like rattling around. What is that?
But at this point, there was nothing else I could do. I couldn't see inside the engine, and I had to speak to the guy as to whether I could maybe take the sump off to check. But there's also another problem with this bike.
I realised the clutch is like super hard, like there's no give in it whatsoever, and it returns really slowly. I'll show you what I mean. If you can see it on here, you won't get how hard it is to pull, but it is way harder than it feels like it needs to be. And then as it returns, it doesn't quite go back all the way, and when the clutch is biting, it's sort of, yeah, I'm using my whole hand to squeeze that, and when the clutch bites, it's about there, and it's really just off the bar, when it should be more, wow, I would have thought about there. But yeah, there's nothing, there's like all that slack, and I don't really know what's going on with it, so I need to look at that. And also there is no free play in the throttle whatsoever, so it just feels quite snatchy. So I'm going to see what I can do about that as well.
But that'll just have to wait until I've done some of the other jobs on this bike. And as I get further into it, there's more and more signs that somebody's taken this bike apart at some point, but never really put it back together properly.
Looks like we're missing one of the screws on the throttle body there. The other ones are all in there, but that one's not even done up. That second one there, because I just swiveled it around with my hand. Yeah, that one's not even tight. Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, but first I'm going to undo all the switches. I'm going to undo all the plugs like this, and then we've got all these vacuum hoses and stuff.
And in the process of doing that, I discovered yet another worrying thing.
Right, I'll show you what the first thing I found. The first hose I've gone to undo is covered in like an emulsion kind of thing. I'll show you if I can get the light down there. Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, but so we'll see what we find in the airbox. There was nothing weird in the oils. Usually that kind of white is a sign of a head gasket, but I didn't see anything weird in the oil, because I would have expected it to all be in the oil, but we'll keep digging into it, see what we find.
So to quit. Oh, for fuck's sake. So to keep digging into it, I've got to take the airbox off.
Okay, I'm curious as to what I'm going to find in this. I'm going to take it apart on the floor, because as you can see, I haven't really got much desk space at the moment, even though I made this massively long 8-foot bench. It's still covered in crap. But anyway, I'm going to take this apart. Something that's a bit worrying, like I said about that other side with the goop in it, we've got the same kind of thing here, which is a little bit worrying. Anyway, we'll take it apart and see what we find.
So I took all the screws out and then opened it up. And what I found wasn't that worrying. It was a pretty dirty air filter, but otherwise okay. There was a bit more of that white emulsion on this kind of air filter sponge thing, so I cleaned it all off, gave it a wipe out, and then fitted the new air filter. With that done, I could move on to changing the spark plugs, which meant I needed to remove all the coils first, and then I reconnected them so they didn't get lost. That then allowed me to get to the spark plugs. And then after all the spark plugs were out, I had some thinking time as to what I was going to do about this rattling in the sump. Then I remembered I might be able to borrow something from my dad that will help me find out what it is.
Right, so it's the next day. I've spoke to the guy who owns the bike about the thing that was in the bottom of the sump, whatever it was rattling around, and he didn't seem that fussed about it, so I kind of explained to him I'd have to take the exhaust and the sump off to find out what it was, and he kind of said, well, it's been in there for as long as it's been in there, and if it didn't cause any damage on the way down, then it's kind of, it's probably not going to come up from being in the oil. I'm still kind of worried as to what it is, and I'm curious as to what it is. So what I've done is I've borrowed this little cheap endoscope from my dad. I'm going to see if I can get it in there and have a look and figure out what it actually is in there.
And of course I forgot that I primed the oil filter, so this happened.
Oh, okay. Well, there's more oil in there.
And after a quick clean up, I did what I should have done in the first place. But it was already too late.
Oh, that was well worth catching, like the 2 drops that came out. Glad I did that.
Then I got the endoscope. Technically not an endoscope though, it's a boroscope, because an endoscope goes up your And then I had a couple of problems. The first of which being, it wasn't very flexible, so I had to get it in far enough that it could go round in a loop and look back at the hole where the object was. But with a bit of fiddling, a bit of messing about,
I think it's got oil on the camera now, I can't see.
then I finally saw it.
No. What is that? That's not the loose thing, is it? It is. It's like a clutch basket spring or something. Oh my god. No. That might be why the clutch is so stiff.
For those who might not be familiar, a clutch spring is an essential part of the clutch assembly on your bike. It helps apply pressure to the clutch plates, ensuring smooth engagement and disengagement of the gears. There are usually multiple springs inside the clutch basket, and they help to provide a smooth transition when you pull the clutch lever. So why is this little guy not in the clutch basket? So then I tried to confirm my theory that it's a clutch spring. And as you can see, this right here is the top of a clutch spring, and this is the washer, and this is the bolt that holds it in place. And as you'll notice, as I get further down into the clutch, it seems to be missing all three right here. Which means not only is there that spring that I've already found, but there's still a washer and a bolt somewhere in the engine. So what started out as a simple service has now turned into something a lot more extreme.